Ultimate Racing League. Apologies for the rustling paper. I've got everything set out in front of me. I know I've gone and lost it all again. Here it is. Right, yes, welcome to the Ultimate Racing League. This is our 1v1 challenge, and we're on week 3. But before we get stuck into week 3, we do have a race to catch up on. Excuse me. And I do need to check that we are actually live as well. I'm hoping that we are. So if anybody's watching, just give me the thumbs up. Let me know what's going on. I do need to check it though, because according to this, it's showing me that nothing's happening. So I do need to work out what's going on. So just bear with me for a second, please. There we go. I do believe we are live now, so yeah, that's good. So apologies for that. Yeah, so this is a race that had to take place midweek because we couldn't do it last week, and as you can see from the screen in front of us, it is between Toten and Grasshopper, and because it's a first round race, we are still at Mount Panorama in Bathurst, Australia. So without further ado, we shall get these two guys underway. So it is 5 laps, an out and out sprint race around Mount Pan, and as I say, we've got Grasshopper against Toten. So we'll get these boys underway and we'll have a little chat as they go around the track, and away they go, heading towards turn 1, which is Hell Corner. Toten around the outside. Grasshopper looks like he's got himself in front at the first turn, but no, Toten manages to stick it all the way around the outside and get himself in front as they go up through Mountain Straight now up to Griffin's End, which is turn 2, and head off into the hills of Bathurst. Now, if you watched the racing last week, you would have seen some fantastic racing, and I'm expecting nothing less from these boys, both in the League of Champions, Toten and Grasshopper, and they're in the BMW M6 Endurance. Now, that's not going to be the same this week. It will be a different car this week. Vodka Rob says, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? I'm absolutely fantastic, mate, and I hope you're well as well, and I hope you're enjoying the racing. I'm looking forward to a great night tonight as Toten leads us through the park section of the track, and then into the S's, and then down the Dipper. And for those that are familiar with this track, they know this is a really tricky part. Then into Forest Elbow and onto the Conrod Straight, which is where most of the overtaking will happen. Toten's still out in front then, leading against Grasshopper. As I say, both in the League of Champions. Toten no stranger to winning championships, and Grasshopper a well, self-proclaimed alien by all accounts. So this is going to be an interesting one. Vodka Rob said he's got 2 phones on the go, so he's watching both streams. Yeah, that reminds me that if you do want to see what's happening in Lobby 1 tonight, we'll go through the cards a bit later on, but if you head over to Thingamajig's Racing channel, you can see what's going on in Lobby 1. I'll be hosting Lobby 2, or not hosting it, but commentating on Lobby 2 very shortly, as Toten leads us across the line to complete lap 1 of 5, and still out in front. Now, unfortunately, this is a replay, so I can't actually see how many seconds there are between the two of them, but looking at that shot, it is not many. So let's jump on board with Grasshopper as we go up the hill. We start the climb up into the mountain section. Paul, good evening. Yeah, looking forward to the racing tonight. Yeah, me too as well, mate. Yeah, good to have you with us. You can see the purple sector starting to come in now, but they always do on the second lap for any of the drivers. Strangely enough, everybody gets the fastest lap on the second lap. So up into the cut-in they go, and turns 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, very twisty section, leading us right up to the highest point on the track, and we're just coming through now Frog Hollow onto Solomon Park. This is a residential area as well, so if you do look in the distance, you will be able to see some of the houses and driveways. So this part of the track is actually used by some of the residents as they through the S's into the Dipper we go. there, just that drop there, it can unsettle the car, but both Toten and Grasshopper making this look very easy. Into Forest Elbow at turn 18. Then we've got this little kink in the road, turn 19, and then we're on to the Conrad Straight, and this is where the slipstreaming comes into play. Now, I don't think Grasshopper is going to get close enough to Toten as we head down towards the chase. Now, the chase is like a little chicane bit that was added to the track to actually slow the cars down because they were going too quickly, apparently, some years ago. But both got through there successfully. Then it's down the hill now to Murray's Corner at turn 23, the last turn of lap 2, then across the line to start lap 3. Now Grasshopper getting a lot closer now to Toten, into Hell's Corner at turn 1. Grasshopper, he seems quite happy to just sit behind Toten for now, picking up the slipstream. Maybe Grasshopper doesn't really want to lead this race. He's more content to just sit behind Toten, let him do all the leading, hopefully wait for a mistake. A very rare thing from one of the guys in the League of Champions. It does happen, but it doesn't happen very often. So if Grasshopper's waiting for Toten to make a mistake, he can be waiting a long time. So up they go, still climbing up into the mountain. I can't remember the exact height, but I'm sure I read somewhere it was ridiculous. Hundreds of feet elevation change from the top to the bottom, and I can well believe it because as I say, this part of the track is cut into the mountain. Fantastic view there of Bathurst. Oh, as Toten gets a bit of a slide on as we go through the S's, through the dipper, and down towards Forest Elbow at turn 18. You need a really good exit out of here because this sets you up for the chase on to Conrad Straight, and it looks like Grasshopper now is tucked right underneath that rear wing of Toten. We'll jump on board with Toten, and if we look behind, that is what we're looking at. The BMW of Grasshopper now. Is Grasshopper going to make the move, or is he just going to sit behind him? And he's just coming down towards the chase, and Grasshopper, he's just backed out of it. Some sensible driving there. You don't really want to be making a move there unless you know you're going to get it done, because you're coming together and that's it, you're both gone. So around the final turn, oh, and Toten has made an almighty mistake. Let's just have a quick look and see what happened. Toten, I think, got on the power just that little bit too early, and he spun round and basically he's just handed the win over to Grasshopper. Well, what a shame for Toten. And that has dropped him a good few seconds now behind Grasshopper. Grasshopper was sitting there, wasn't he? He was just waiting for something like that to happen. And Toten now, well, he's got a massive fight on his hands. That is so unlucky. We can't even see Grasshopper up ahead. He's that far up the road. So Toten basically just handed the win to Grasshopper. So he's just got to wait now and hope that Grasshopper does exactly the same thing he did and make a mistake. Grasshopper, though, can probably afford to just ease off a little bit now. You can see he's got the fastest lap at 2:03.3. I think the fastest lap last week was something like a 2:01. But Grasshopper, well, he can afford to take it easy now and just make sure he gets the job done. Yeah, Vodka Rob saying in the chat the BMW has got a very lively back end. It has as well. It is so twitchy. I mean, these guys as well running with no traction. Although saying that, Grasshopper's got the traction on. I thought he was an alien. Aliens don't use traction control, do they? Or do they? Let me know in the comments. But Grasshopper, he's just got a coast home. I'm just looking in the distance, see if we can see Toten, and Toten's had another spill. Well, that's race over, I think, for Toten. And where was it? Is it at Forest Elbow? Yeah, he's on the power too early at Forest Elbow, so that is so unlucky for Toten. And that's pretty much race over now. Grasshopper can just sit back, relax, enjoy a bit of the scenery, and just coast that car home. I'm just going to have a quick swig of juice. A bit of Dubby, that's what we need. I think that's what Toten could do with now, actually. A big tall glass of Dubby to wake him up. He's just got to dust himself off now, get ready for the next race. He'll keep going, hoping that Grasshopper's going to make a mistake, but I very much doubt it, as Grasshopper goes through Griffin's Bend for the very last time and starts the climb up into the Mats Mountain section. Around the cut-in for the last time for Grasshopper, and Toten is now just approaching. Yeah, Paul saying that's why I run TC, not in the Alien Gang. No, me neither, mate. Me neither. But yeah, Grasshopper, I mean, he'll take the win, and I'm sure he wouldn't really want to win it this way, although, as I say, he will take it, obviously. But it is nice to have a good battle. So Toten, well, he's really throwing caution to the wind now, isn't he? Maybe going for the fastest lap. His fastest lap is a 2:03. You can see he's just got a purple sector, although he is really fighting that car, isn't he? We're just having a look where the two of them are as Toten just comes up to turn 18 at Forest Elbow for the last time. Grasshopper is already making his way down Conrod Straight and towards the chase. He's just got to coast home now, and the race is his, handed to him on a plate at lap 3. So around the final turn goes Grasshopper. He's staring at the checkered flag and across the line to take the win. So well done to him. Commiserations to Toten. He gave it everything he got. Hopefully he'll get the fastest lap. Let's have a look. A very beaten up BMW. And across the line goes Toten. So commiserations to him. So that was, and I'm going to try and do this without disconnecting, that was from last week. That was a midweek race from last week. So I am now going to try, if I can, to get into the lobby with Osman, if he's got one set up, and we can start the week 3 races. So let's just have a look, shall we? And he has got one set up, so I'm going to jump into Osman's lobby. I shall drop him a quick message, and we're good to go. And then I shall talk you through what we've got on the card for lobby 2. So let's just give him a quick hello. I'm not very good at this typing, so forgive me. You could do with a keyboard, really, couldn't I? There, done. Send. Done. Okay, so we have in lobby 2 tonight, then we have Callum from League of Champions up against Ruthless Rufus from League 2. And let's just get everything set up, shall we? As I'm not sure this is the actual track. I don't know. We shall find out in a minute. So on the cards for tonight, we've got Callum up against Ruthless Rufus from League 2. We've got Slushy 6 from League 3 up against, it will now be Grasshopper Then we've got Declan up against Derview. Declan in League 2, Derview in League of Champions. We've also got the winner of Durgan Deck up against Cashuan from League 4. We've got the drop down tournament. We've got Panic at the Tesco from League 4. He's up against Drift Boy from our Wednesday league. Also in the drop down, we've got Captain Slow from League 4 against Phaser from League 3. So that's the card as it stands. Now obviously it is subject to change. So we will keep an eye on all of that. I'm just sitting in the car now with I don't know who I'm sitting in the car with actually. Is it Callum? It's Peter. No, it's Ruthless. That's who we want to be with. So I think it's going to be a Ruthless Rufus against Callum 99. And I'm just having a quick check of messages, so apologies for this, because it's all being done live. We're having to sort of communicate with each other through text messages. So yeah, it seems a bit disjointed, but I can assure you it's not. Now I have just actually had a race of my own, and I was up against Matt Psycho, and well, to say you wiped the floor with me is a bit of an understatement. The guy is just so quick. So no, I didn't win. Don't want to spoil it for anybody, but definitely worth a watch. And yeah, not my finest hour, I must admit, but enjoyable anyway. So let's have a look and see what's going on here. I think Osman is just resetting the league. The league? He's resetting the lobby. I think I need another swig of Dobby, I think. Wake myself up. Now, I think you may have time to go and grab yourself a glass of whatever it is you fancy a glass of. There's a few in the lobby. All the guys in the lobby that will be racing tonight. Now, I don't know what track we are going to be on, so I've got all my track guides in front of me, ready to pounce on whichever one it is. It depends who's up first, because we have some catch-up races to do, and now the guys are in the Aston Martin Vantage, the V12. So this could well be a round one race, which would mean that they are at the track we're looking at now, which is Interlagos. So I'm guessing that's what it is. So let's get all the info up so we can see what's going on. Now I think this is going to be their two practice laps. The guys get an out lap. Yes, it is. They get an out lap and a fast lap. Both look like they've just gone out and bought the car. Ruthless has got 0 miles on his clock, and Callum's got 17 miles on his. So these Astons brand new. Hey Phaser, how are you? Hope you're well, mate. So these are brand new Aston Martins, and straight out of the factory, straight onto the track at Interlagos. So yeah, as I was saying, the guys they didn't really know what track they're racing. We don't know what car we're in, and we're told about a minute before we race. These guys obviously would have known, because they saw the races last week. Although they have been sworn to no practice, they said they didn't practice, and well, you've got to believe them. As Callum tests the grass there just to see how firm it is under tyres. Now Callum is one of the fastest guys we've got in URL, but he's always used a controller, I believe, and has recently switched to a wheel. And well, some of that speed has been scrubbed off while he adjusts to the wheel. So those of you that have got wheels, you will know that coming straight from a controller onto a wheel, it does take a little bit of adjustment, and it looks like the guys are racing at the minute, but they're not. They're just trying to get a fast lap in. They've both got penalties. Ruthless has picked up 2 seconds already. Callum has got 2 seconds, so they are identical in every way. A blue and yellow Aston Martin GT3 V12 with 2 second penalty box above the top of it. So if you're just tuned in, no, they're not racing. This is just the fast lap to determine pole position. Callum's sort of getting all out of shape. I'm just having a look. He's not got the traction on. Ruthless has. Now, I actually raced this one last week in the Vantage. I had traction on, and I actually found the car to be a little easier to drive with the traction on. But then again, I am probably a big girl and feel more comfortable with the traction. Oh, and they're both testing the grass now. Yes, it's nice and firm, guys. So if you do go wide there at turn 12, you should be able to get the car back on track as quick as you can. Now, this is lobby 2. There is another lobby going on, and if you do want to see what's happening over there, it is Thingamajig's Racing channel on YouTube, and you can go over there and check out some of the other racing. So that should be it now. They've not just crashed, they've gone across the start finish line, so now they're just waiting for Osman, the lobby host. And I want to say thank you to Osman for hosting this for us. He's just got to reset the lobby, get the 2 guys on track and lined up ready to go. So that's why they've parked up where they have now. They're not allowed to do another lap. So here we go then. So first race of lobby 2. We are into Lagos. This is a first round race, or second round race. I'm confusing myself now. Not all the races today will be at Interlagos. And we are away, and it looks like Ruthless actually got a fantastic start there. Callum has managed to stay in front, although Ruthless has got the inside line and is going for it just as we're going into the Senna S's. And Ruthless has got himself in front of Callum, and this is a very tricky track to overtake on. So if Callum wants to get his nose in front, he's going to have to do it. Oh, and Callum goes really wide in through turn 2 and 3. We are now onto the straight heading down towards turn 4. Callum has picked up a penalty. Ruthless will see that in his mirrors, so he's just got to try and stay on track. Osman says hello to you, my friend. So Ruthless has just got to try and stay on track and do some defending. Callum with that penalty already. It is a second as well. So Ruthless just needs to defend. He just needs to take his time. Callum, he's going to do everything he can to get by, but this track does not like anybody to overtake. You've got 2 straights. You've got the start finish straight, and you've got the Rita Prosta. They're the only 2 real overtaking places, as Callum is doing everything he can. He is throwing the lot at Ruthless. Ruthless is not going to be too bothered though. Callum's gone by him as they go through turn 12. Dex says hi, hello mate, hope you will. And Callum's going to have to serve that second penalty now, as the brakes get slammed on and Ruthless retakes the lead and goes up to the start finish line to complete lap 1. And Callum is now playing catch up. You can see he's about 1.5 seconds adrift from Ruthless, but remember, Callum is a League of Champions driver, and he is used to and he is across the grass. He's really fighting this Aston, isn't he? Ruthless, he's just going about his business. He's not taking too many chances, is he? He's just going about his business nice and tidy. Let's just jump on board with Callum as we head down towards turn 4 and 5. This corner gets treated as one turn really, and then down into turn 6 and 7, and then we're into the tricky S section of Interlagos. Ruthless just trying to keep it nice and steady. hugging those apexes. He doesn't really want to give Callum a chance to get by him if he can stay nice and tight. Now Ruthless, I think, has gone a little bit wide there, but he's managed to come back across and shut the door as we go around turn 10. Now we're on to turn 11. Callum sees an opportunity and has gone for it and has got the job done. So Callum gets himself in front as they go through turn 12 and start up the hill through 13, 14, and now Callum can get his foot down. Ruthless has just got to try, if he can, stick with Callum, get into the slipstream and stay with him as best he can. Now Callum doesn't feel like he needs to defend. He's staying wide as they hit turn 1 into the centre S's for the third time. Only 5 laps, remember. Onto the Retro Apostle straight towards turn 4. Callum still in front, taking control now as Ruthless just tries to stay with him. Now I think Callum, he doesn't really have to defend, but I think he will. I think Callum is just a bit too savvy to open the door. Yeah, I agree with you. Ruth's pushing a League of Champions driver, and he is. Rufus is not giving it up, but I think Callum is going to be a hard guy to get past now. He knows all the tricks, but Rufus is still there. He's just going about his business. Like I said, he's not doing anything silly. He'll let Callum make the mistakes. I think he's just trying to stay with him. Now if he can get a good exit out of turn 12, and it looks like he has, he can get into the slipstream of Callum and may be able to put him under a bit of pressure before they get to turn 1. And that's all that Ruthless has got to do now. He's just got to stay with Callum, put him under a bit of pressure, and hopefully he'll make a mistake. As he's getting closer and closer to him as they hit the braking zone into turn 1. What's the cameraman doing? Come on, man, catch up. Oh, and Ruthless, I think he, well, we missed it, didn't we? But I think he, the back end let go a little bit. We heard the screech of tyres. So I think Ruthless had a bit of a job getting the car slowed down into turn 1. But he's still on track. He's still facing the right way, and he's not that far away. He's, well, just under 1.5 seconds. So if Ruthless can keep this up, Callum, he's not having everything his own way, is he? And as I said before, Ruthless just needs to go about his business and hope that Callum makes a mistake. And Vodka Rob saying he's not giving up. No, he's not giving up. And we don't give up until we cross that line, do we? And he's doing a lot better than I did in my race earlier. So Ruthless still there then, lap 4 of 5. Callum still pushing through turn 12 as they start up the hill and onto the straight. Again, Ruthless needs a good exit out of turn 12 and to try and get a little bit closer to Callum. This is going to be his last chance. 1 lap to go as they both cross the line now to start lap 5. So Callum into the centre S's for the last time. He's leading by just, well, about 2 seconds now. So he's really got into his stride now. He's got to grips with that car. Oh, and he's cocking up the purple sectors as well. So he wants to finish in style, but that could mean a mistake though. Ruthless just needs to stay there, keep calm. We're going to stick on Callum because if he makes a mistake, then Ruthless, well, he's just under 2.5 seconds away as Callum goes very deep into turn 8. Well, I mean, Callum didn't look too comfortable there, did he? As we went around to turn 9, but he's still in front. He doesn't have to take any unnecessary risks now, Callum. He just needs to get that car home and across the line. It's not over yet, Paul. No, it's not. Around turn 12 goes Callum. Oh, and I thought he'd gone onto the grass. But he's not. He's kept it together around turn 13, then 14, and he will be facing the checkered flag. So a good win for Callum. Struggled a bit at the start. Ruthless, well, what a fantastic race from Ruthless. You can, I've got to give him credit for that. He put up a good fight. Yeah, Osman says he put up a good fight, and he did. So well done to both of them. Congratulations to Callum. And well, you know what? Rufus is going to be a force to be reckoned with later on. He has got another race to go as Ruthless in the later stages. So, yeah, watch out. Anybody that comes up against him. So, next on the card, I'm not too sure. We've got Slushy 6 from League 3 against Grasshopper. However, like I say, things are subject to change. So, we shall see what happens. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you weren't with us there, if you want to see what's happening over in Lobby 1, and you can flip between the two. I think Vodka Rob said he's got two screens on the go, but if you head over to Thingamajig's racing channel, he will be commentating on the league, the Lobby 1 battles. We've got Slushy 6 from League 3 against Grasshopper from League of Champions. We have got Declan from League 2 against Derview from League of Champions. Then we've got the winner of that race against Castrian from League 4. Now don't let it fool you. This you know, the leagues, just because he's in League 4 doesn't mean Castrian is slow, or he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's the same for any of the guys. We have some very quick guys in well, throughout all of the leagues. If you want to see some fantastic racing, then go and check them out. The guys in League 4 are just as quick as some of the guys in League 1. The League of Champions is obviously on a different planet. Well, they are all aliens after all. Yeah, so Castrian in League 4, he's against the winner of Derg and Deck. Then we've got this the drop down tournament, and I think these are the runners up from last week. And we've got Panic at the Tesco, fantastic name that, Panic at the Tesco, from League 4. Now I do know he's very quick. I raced against him on Wednesday, and yeah, very quick guy. And he's against Drift Boy, who races in the Wednesday League. We've got Captain Slow from League 4. He's anything but slow, and he's against Phaser from League 3. So yeah, that's what we've got on the card. So let's just have a look. So yes, we've got Grasshopper and well, it says Peter, so I'm guessing that's Slushy 6. I wish they wouldn't keep changing their names. Now this, I think, is a second round race as well. I think because Grasshopper couldn't make the first week, it just we've just put things back a little bit. So Grasshopper, we saw, if you were with us at the beginning, you would have seen that Grasshopper did his first round race against Toten at Mount Panorama, and well, Grasshopper was basically handed the win. Again, taking nothing away from Grasshopper, he's a very quick guy, but Toten made a couple of errors and spun round, which as I say, basically handed the win to Grasshopper. Well, that's a fantastic livery, isn't it, on Peter's car, or Slushy 6, we'll call him Pete. skater back. Well, that is a fantastic piece of artwork, that is, isn't it, on that car? I'm loving it. And what has Grasshopper got on his? So these are not brand new out of the packet cars, are they? So some great livery on there. Oh, well, I say that they are. Pete's car's only got 2 miles on the clock, so it's a new car to him. He's just obviously knows somebody in the business that can wrap cars extremely quickly, and that's what's happened. So they get an out lap, and then they get to do a fast lap, which determines their grid positions. So 2 laps, and that's it. We are racing. And it looks like this is the fast lap for the pair of them. So get that packet of popcorn open. We don't want any rustling packets while we're racing, please. Don't want to put the drivers off, do we? Maybe that the paint job on Pete's car is there to try and put Grasshopper off. So Pete, or Slushy 6 from League 3, up against the might that is Grasshopper from the League of Champions. Around Interlagos for their round 2 race that should have happened last week. As Pete comes around the final turn 15, sorry, I keep forgetting there's 15 turns. Not really turns, are they? They're more like kinks in the road. So Pete across the line, he's slowing down. Grasshopper's already pulled up. They're only allowed 2 laps. So Grasshopper's not crashed, he's just parked up as he is supposed to. Excuse me. So we are just waiting for Osman to reset the lobby, get the guys on grid, and we will get this race underway. Now these 1v1 races have really got everybody buzzing. I mean, they're a lot more popular than I first thought they would be. So yeah, we're absolutely loving this. And the guys on the line. Let's go, Pete. So Pete getting a bit of support there from Winnie G. And we're away. Oh, and Grasshopper's got a bit of start. Pete seemed to stall a little bit off the line, didn't he? Which allowed Grasshopper to get away and get... Yes, you're right. DJ is an alien. He's a self-proclaimed alien. So this should be no trouble to him. So Grasshopper out in front, leading Pete as they go down Retro Aposta to turn 4 and 5 for the first time. Grasshopper will try and open up that lead and try and make this race as easy as he can. He has, if you watched his race earlier, he just beat Toten at Mount Panorama, and he'll be looking to make this 2 in a row. As we now come up to, I forgot where we're at now, turn 9. We're at turn 9. Up the hill we go. Grasshoppers are insects. So around turn 10 we go. And Grasshopper now, it just opened up that lead now. It's at 1.3 seconds up to turn 12 at Junkow. Pete's still there. Pete is still there. He's not letting Grasshopper get too far away from him as they start up the hill and on to the start-finish straight. So just cross turn 15, and that is the first lap done up towards turn 1 and the Senna S's for the second time. Now Grasshopper seemed to take quite a wide line there, which has I thought that would have allowed Pete to get a little bit closer, but he's not. He's still 1.5 seconds away, but he's going to stick in there. You never know what can happen. And yeah, Vodka Rob saying loving the livery. I think both liveries are fantastic. They must have nicked them from the showcase, because I don't think they've had time to create them. As Grasshopper looks to extend his lead, he is just over 1.5 seconds in front of Pete, but it's 5 laps, remember, and we are only halfway through lap 2. And if Grasshopper goes across the grass like that, then he will get dirty tyres, and he could be an unforced error there, or like Pete went across the grass as well, but he's still on the tarmac facing the right way, which is what we want. These Aston Martins are a proper handful. The back end does like to come out, and they're very understeery as well, actually. So you try and force it around the corner, and that's when the back end comes. And if you don't force it around the corner, then it doesn't turn. But Grasshopper now, he's up to 2.3 seconds ahead. So he's cruising along at the minute. He's going to take it nice and steady. I think it's Pete now that has really got to throw caution to the wind and start taking a few risks. Maybe trying to nick a little bit more of the track than he would normally. Fastest lap from Grasshopper, a 1:32.6. Let's just have a look. Pete is in the 1:33, so there is about a second difference as we follow Grasshopper around. Where are we? I don't know where we are. I've given up where we are on the track. So Pete's still chasing. Well, Grasshopper is just stretching his legs down, pulling away, isn't he? About 3.5 second gap now between the two of them. Pete has just got to stay in there, hope that Grasshopper makes a mistake as we go through turn 8. Nine, 10, down through turn 11. Now if you look at the map at the top, it looks like Pete's a lot closer than he actually is. Grasshopper still stretching that lead. He's up to 3.5 seconds now, so he can afford to relax a little bit. Just got to concentrate on getting the car around that track. He's got another fastest lap here, 1:32.39. So looking good. Pete still there though. He's still going. Let's jump on board with Grasshopper, shall we, as we go around turns 4 and 5. If we look behind us, well, no pressure at all. We can just see Pete coming around turn 5 as we go around turn 8 with Grasshopper. This is lap 4 of 5, and he looks to have this one wrapped up, although we should never say that. As I say, it's not over until they actually cross the line. And I think Grasshopper is sort of just taking his time now. He's concentrating on keeping the car on track. I'm facing the right way through turn 12. Bit of a tricky turn, that one. You've got grass both sides. It's quite a narrow section of the track. So that's Grasshopper going to cross the line to start the final lap. And Pete now, well, 7.5 seconds adrift. So this race does look like it's Grasshopper's to lose. And Pete struggling a little bit. The last lap, 1:37. So and Grasshopper still racking up the purple sectors. I think he's trying to definitely clinch that fastest lap. So yeah, Grasshopper then around the final few turns through turn 9 up towards turn 10. This very tight hairpin. You can just see Pete in the background there. I think even if Grasshopper did come on to come off the track, I think he's got time to recover. It's 9.5 seconds gap now, so Grasshopper's made it look pretty easy, but I'm sure it wasn't. So across the final couple of turns, and I say across because you do actually cut the corners. So Grasshopper across the line then to take the victory. 2 out of 2 for him. So well done to Grasshopper. And a good effort from Pete. When you're up against somebody from the League of Champions, you've always got a tough battle on your hands. So he done well. So well done to him. So that was race 2. And that was our winner, Grasshopper. Start making notes as we go along. E.T. came home. So, so up next in lobby 2, I believe we have got Declan from League 2 against Derview from League of Champions. Now Declan was a regular in League 1. Got relegated this season, but mainly due to missing a few races, so it had got nothing to do with his ability. He just missed more races than maybe he should have done, which cost him valuable points. Dirk, a regular in the League of Champions, always up there in the top half of the table as well, so yes, this is going to be an interesting battle. Dirk's had a few issues this week to deal with personally, so that may affect him. I don't know. He may just want to get back on track to clear his head and put himself in his happy place. We shall see. We shall see. And now this. I'm not sure if we're going to stay at Interlagos or we're actually going to go back to Mount Pan. Yes, we're going back to Mount Panorama for this one. Good job I left the tent up. That's mine, the blue one. Look, where are all them people? What are they doing there? That's my tent. Get out. So yeah, back in Australia at Bathurst. Just while we're waiting for these two guys, and let's get in a spectator mode and get things set up. There we go. So we're back in the BMW M6 Endurance, and it is Dirk against Declan. And a little bit about the track: 3.8 miles, 23 turns, and it is actually part of a residential area up at the top of the mountains. There's a lot of houses spread about, and you can just see this there on the right hand side is somebody's driveway. And now obviously Vodka Rob said he's just ordering pizza. Well, I hope you're sending some my way, my friend. I am starving. What you got? Don't tell me. Pepperoni. No pineapples, please. It is a pizza after all. And let's not start that debate, eh? So, Declan and Dirk. A meat feast. Oh, meat feast. Bit of everything on there. Beautiful. Bit of pepperoni, bit of chicken, bit of beef. Good choice, my friend. Good choice. So they're out there. They've got an out lap. And then they get a fast lap. Osman said, boom, the feast. Yes, too right. You could definitely send one of them over. So, yeah, as I was saying, sorry, I keep getting put off by the thought of pizza now. They get an out lap, and yeah, Vodka Rob says pineapple on pizza is criminal. Yes, absolutely. They get the outlap, and then let's get back onto the racing show. They get the outlap, and then they get a fast lap, which will determine their grid position. Some fantastic looking cars out there. How are the guys getting the liveries and the is it decals or decals? How are they getting them on there so quickly? I'm looking at Declan's car. He's got well, just over 3 miles on the clock. Derg, on the other hand, has got 602 miles on the clock. So Derg should know his way around this car. Notoriously twitchy back end, which has to be kept in check. But yeah, fantastic looking car for Declan. So wherever he stole that from, looking good, looking good. So another quick drink, quick slurp of drink. I would suggest you guys do the same. Get your juice. You haven't got time to get the kettle on, but if you want to crack open a tin or get a glass of juice or something, you might have time for that. Jamie Baxter, evening young man, how are you? Hope you are well. We're just watching the boys do their fast lap, and then we will get this this race underway. Now this is I think this is what they call a prelim race, or it's a first rounder anyway. Jamie says he's okay. Yes, I am very well. I am loving the racing today. We have had some cracking showdowns so far, and this one is lining up to be just as good. Now Declan, as I say, in League 2, but don't let that put you off. Declan, he knows his way around the tracks. He likes to get his elbows out when he has to. And Derg, well, League of Champions, we all know Derg. He does absolutely everything for us. He's the guy that does the points. He helps pick tracks and well, he does everything. Apart from practice, he never practices. So I believe that is. And Jamie Baxter says he's going to be back racing in the near future. Well, fantastic. Alan Clank, well, it's Slowpoke, not Smopoke, but you're a proper. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. I hope you're well as well. So the guys have pulled up. They have not crashed. They are not having a bit of a road rage and a shout at each other through the windows. They have pulled up. In fact, is Declan in a BMW? No, he's not. He's in the wrong car. Declan's in the wrong car. Declan, you are in the wrong car. If anybody's actually listening, he's in the wrong car. It should be the BMW. Well, I think somebody needs to get in there and tell Osmond. Yes, there we go. Yes, it's Castrian. It is. It's because everybody has 2 different names. It's this is what gets a bit confusing. So it's Castrian. Yes. How are you? How are you? So Declan, you need to come out and you need to get the BMW. We should have spotted that earlier. It's a good job I said. It's a good job I said. So there we go. There's my tent. Them guys are still there, aren't they? It's the blue one. Is mine. Yeah, she's waving. Can you see she's waving at me? That's the wife, telling me that the hot dogs are done. Yeah, that was a big oops, Jamie. Yes, that could have been embarrassing, couldn't it? Doing the race in the Aston Martin. I think Declan's getting a little bit ahead of himself. That's for the next round, I believe. Declan, he's that confident of winning this race. He's having a practice in the Aston Martin for the next race. That is how confident he is, and he's up against you, Castrian, as well. So yeah. Right, okay, we've just had a thing. So Captain Slow has changed to Hawkeye. Right, okay, fair enough then. Yes, it did confuse me before. We had a Captain Slow with no W and a Captain Slow with a W. So Captain Slow with the W is now Hawkeye. Okay, that is fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. Let him race in the Mini. Well, I think we're sorted now. I need to get on the right... well, that would have been even worse, wouldn't it? I didn't even watch the race. That's me writing down Hawkeye's new name. So into turn one they go. Derg on the inside. A little bit of a door bump there, but nothing too serious, nothing intentional. As Declan has to slot into second position now behind Derg as they go up the hill towards the mountain section for the first time. Now, I don't know if Declan's had much practice in the BMW. He's done a lot in the Aston Martin, hasn't he, around this track, but I don't know if he's done much. Well, there you go, Declan, over 1,000 miles in the BMW, so he does know his way around it. Oh, as he gets to grips with the barrier as well, just at turn 4. Up they go, though, into the park section, so they're going up through Frog Hollow, up into the highest section, through McPhillamy Park. This is the highest section of this track. A good crowd there on the right. Great view they've got into the S's. And then the drop through the dipper. Oh, as Declan again struggles to get that car under control, and that has allowed Derg a little bit more breathing space as they head down towards Forest Elbow for the first time. Declan getting a bit of a slide on. And now out onto Conrod Straight. The fastest part of the track. It's all downhill. Oh, and some damage at the front for Declan. Thankfully the cars are fitted with nanobots that do repair the car as they go along, so, and you can see it's all, they've already done their job and the car is repaired. Excuse me. Derg on the other hand trying to open up a healthy lead. He's well, about 3 seconds as he goes through Murray's Corner for the first time onto the start finish main straight and across the line to start his second lap as Declan desperately tries to close that gap. Into Hell Corner goes Declan, and he starts the climb now along the mountain straight. Derg, all he has to do now is really just keep it on the track, no mistakes. And it's Declan that's got to do the pushing. He's going to have to start taking a few risks now, is Declan. If he wants to catch up, he's just about 3.5 seconds adrift now from Derg. Derg taking it nice and easy, just keeping on the tarmac. Another great looking car. Some fantastic liveries being displayed in tonight's races. As Declan goes, as Derview goes through the S's and into the dipper, and does that successfully. Makes it look very easy, doesn't he? Down the hill through Forest Elbow to start the descent. Kelly Markram saying it sounds and looks great. Well, thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the racing as much as I am. As Derg is flying down the Conrod Straight down towards the chase. Now, I mentioned it before, the chase was put in to slow the cars down apparently because they were going too quickly down this section of track. As I say, it is all downhill to the lowest part, so we've got the highest part obviously up in the mountain section. I can't remember for the life of me what the elevation drop is, but it is a few hundred feet. As Declan goes around Murray's Corner for the second time, still desperately trying to catch up to the back of Derg. He can see him just up ahead as Derg just takes turn 1. Valentino Rossi, Vodka Rob, telling about Valentino Rossi driving quite well yesterday at Jeddah in the BMW. I didn't see it, I'm afraid, so I shall have to take your word for it. So Dirk around Griffin's Bend then, on lap 3 of 5, up the hill into the mountain section of Mount Panorama here at Bathurst, and we just got a glimpse of one of the houses there. As I've mentioned, this is a residential area. Oh, it's Dirk. Oh, he nearly lost the back end then. I think he needs to just chill out a little bit and take his time. He's got just over 3 seconds gap back to Declan, so he doesn't need to do anything silly, does he? It is Declan that needs to push. He really needs to go for it, and he's got a purple sector there, so Declan really is now pushing, and he needs to, and he'll be forgiven if he does have a coming together with the wall or something. Well, that's part of it, but at the minute he's in second place out of 2, so he's really got to push hard. Onto the Conrod straight he goes. He can see Dirk just up ahead of him. Now obviously he's not going to be in the slipstream, but the fact that he can see him will give him a little bit of encouragement, I'm sure. Dirk on the other hand has just got to stay calm, stay cool, and just nurse that car around this track. We are just coming up towards the end of lap 3. Now the winner of this race will go on to face Castrian, possibly next. So this is Method 13 Junior, Freak, one of the new guys on Wednesdays. Good to see, good to have you with us. I hope you're enjoying your races as well on a Wednesday. In fact, I think I did some commentary on your race, and you did very well actually. So Dirk looks to have this one pretty much sewn up on lap 4. Only one more lap to go after this. Declan though, he's maintaining that distance now. He's 3.5 seconds, and it's been pretty much like that for the last three laps. So Declan's settling down now. He's settled into the car. Just as I say that though, commentators curse, and he has a bit of a kiss with Barrier. Now that's added. He says you did, and thanks, keep up the good work. I most certainly will, my friend, I most certainly will. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying your racing, as Declan is really starting to push now and take some risks, and that's exactly what he's got to do. Into the dipper he goes. Well, he's just under 5 seconds now after that mistake he had entering into the mountain section. So let's just have a look at the lap time, shall we? So Dirk with the fastest lap of 2:04.3, and Declan his fastest is a 2:04.7. So Declan is not that far off the pace. It's just those little mistakes that has cost him, and has allowed Dirk just to well, take control of this race as we go through the chase with one more lap to go. Down the hill into Murray's Corner at turn 23, across the line to start the final lap goes Dirk, and clocked up the fastest lap as well, was it? 2.43. yeah, although it's not, it is showing it only at lap 2. Strange how the game does this. So Declan, he's just waiting for Dirk to make a mistake, isn't he? It is Dirk's race to lose. But Declan, well, he can hold his head up. He's done himself proud. Dirk is a quick guy. He knows this track. He likes this track. And Declan's done well actually. He's not been that far off the pace. As I said earlier, it was just a couple of mistakes where he's had a coming together with the barrier that's cost him. As Dirk now, he's just coming up to the dipper for the last time. And Osman saying hola to Method. Bit of chat going on. Not sure I'm supposed to get involved in that. So around Forest Elbow for the last time for Derg, onto the Conrod Straight, foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal all the way down the hill. Declan's still there, we just about see him in the background. If we look behind Derg's car there, just saw Declan. Help Osman, I hope you're well mate, doing a good job. So Derg down the hill then to Murray's Corner to take turn 23 for the final time of this race. A good victory, well deserved from Derg, didn't do anything wrong, kept it clean. Declan, unlucky for Declan, a couple of mistakes cost him, but a great race nevertheless, so well done to those two. Oh, don't get out, I don't want to join, do I? What's happened? Okay, so let's have a look, shall we? On the card next is, well, according to this, it's going to be Derg against Castrian. However, that may change if Derg wants to go and get himself a cup of tea. Then we may turn things around a little bit. If it is Derg against Castrian, then I've got a feeling we may be going back to Interlagos. Incidentally, if you want to see what's happening over in Lobby 1, if you want to head over to Thingamajig's Racing channel and see how the guys are getting on over there, but make sure you come back because we do have some fantastic races lined up. As I say, we've got Derg and Castrian. We've got Panic at the Tesco. Very quick, very rapid is Panic at the Tesco. He's an A plus driver. He's against Drift Boy, who takes part in our Wednesday leagues. Again, another good driver is Drift Boy. We have got Captain Slow or Hawkeye now. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to write down his name. So Hawkeye against Phaser. So yeah, we've got some good races coming up. So we are now back at Interlagos. So Road Tax is saying that Panic, yeah, 10-year pro. Yes, it shows as well. I couldn't keep up with him on Wednesday, mind you. I can't keep up with many people, so let's have a look then. So it is Castrian. So let's have a bit of a spectate. So we're back in the Aston Martin. And I believe that Castrian's opponent is going to be Derg. As Castrian just tests the grass out on the left hand side of the Retro Aposta. Well, I think he's waiting. I think he's going to wait for Derg. The guys get an outlap just to get a feel of the car. And then they get a fast lap. Yeah, and Derg, he's there. It's a frenzy in that pit lane, isn't it? Look, an absolute frenzy happening there. What's that guy, the one on the left there with his hand on his hip? What's that all about? So yeah, Castrian, he's out there doing his outlap, just getting a feel of the car. A lot of understeer, well, not that much understeer I don't think, Castrian, but a lot of understeer on this Ace Aston Martin. And Derg, wow, if that's let's have a look at the livery on this then. Wow, look at that, what a fantastic looking car. We've got to get a closer look at this. There's some work gone into that, isn't there? What a fantastic looking car that is. Does it make you go any quicker though? We shall see. And Castruan's, well, his car fresh out of the box, just dropped off at the track, and somebody's just stuck a Hellman's mayonnaise, yeah, badass livery too, right, Vodka Rob. And yeah, Castruan has just had Hellman's stuck on the back of his. I don't think all of the blue and yellow Aston Martins got Hellman's on them, or have they? We've got the Dubby logo there, we've got the Ultimate Racing League there, and we've got Eldridge Air Conditioning logo there, our sponsors, so fantastic to see. Talking of Dubby, if you do want to go and grab a glass of your favourite Dubby, then do so now. Flick the air conditioning on if you're getting a bit hot. I know I am. With all this racing. Castruan just testing out where the penalty zones are. And Dirk jumped straight out of the BMW, straight into the Aston Martin. And well, I'm just amazed he got here in time, because he's had to get all the way from Australia all the way to Brazil. He must have some sort of Doctor Who TARDIS thing. So Castruan just having a look at the penalty zone. In a bit of an awkward spot really on this track. It's you come out of turn 12, and as you start up the hill, you hit the penalty zone. So not only is your car slowed down, you've actually got to try and build your momentum back up whilst going uphill. So yeah, a little bit awkward. So I suppose moral of the story is don't pick up any penalties up. As Dirk comes up to turn 12 now, keeping it nice and tight. Smith saying, go on Dirk, you're my hero. Is there a song in there? I don't know, something about hero. So Dirk then across the line with a 132, and Castruan a 137, so a bit of a gap between the two. As Castruan continues on his way, he shouldn't do really. I think he should have parked up. Dirk has. Where's the Dirk gone? Ah, there he is. Again, another good look at that car. So the guy's now just waiting for the lobby to be reset so we can get their race underway. We've seen some fantastic racing actually in these Aston Martins around Interlagos. Not the easiest of tracks to overtake on, and if you can't get yourself in front, then defending is not... Dirk's car straight out of the... oh, I can't see the rest of it unfortunately. Smith, it's not set up on my screen properly, so sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, if you can't get your nose in front, Castruan really needs to park up. If you can get your nose in front, this is quite a good track to defend on. So you need a good start. So let's listen for the klaxon. We can't see the lights. It's all on. Oh, it's the team, yeah. Yes, Smith saying that Dirk's livery is all out of the Temu catalogue. So Castruan on the inside as we go into turn 1. So Castruan just get a better start then. He's into turn 1 and in front of Dirk. Now, as I was saying, this track very difficult to overtake on. So Dirk will be looking to try and get past Castruan as we go through turn 2 and 3 and get onto the Retro Aposta straight. And he's done exactly that. He got into the slipstream and pulled out. Now it is a race into turns 4 and 5. Castruan just staying with Dirk at the minute, and that's all he needs to do. As I said, very, very tricky track to overtake on. He defending It's not that difficult. You've just got to stick to the inside line. Do not open the door for your opponent. And the guy just sitting behind, he just has to rely on the slipstreaming onto the two straights. Now Derg already looking to stretch his legs and open a little bit of a gap. As we go around turn 11 up to turn 12 then for the first time, and Derg already 1.82 seconds, well he is 2 seconds ahead now. So Castrian not quite got to grips with this Aston just yet. We jump on board with Castrian as we go through turn 14 and 15, then across the line. Mary Rigby saying go on Alan, so we've got some good support out there, and that's what the guys need. Oh, maybe taking a little bit too much of that corner. But Castrian's still going. He can still see the back of Dirk, and he has pulled a little bit of time back. As we head towards turn 4, hard on the brakes. Try not to drift too far to the right. You don't want to go out there on that AstroTurf. It really is not your friend. And then into the tricky S section of the track through turn 6 and 7, then into this tight right-hander of turn 8, which immediately leads you into the left-hander of turn 9. Easy on the throttle, and then power up to turn 10. Again, hard on the brakes for that right-hander. Oh no, and Castrian too early on the power, and that's cost him. He really did not need that. And now the 10, 11 seconds ahead. He is away and off up the road. He wouldn't have seen Castrian come off then, but he will have an idea of the time. Well, actually, I'll say that. I think Derg drives in VR, so he probably won't have an idea of the time distance between the two of them. All he will know is that Castrian is not right behind him. So Derg has just got to try and keep it together, and Castrian has really got to throw caution to the wind now and do everything he can to try and make a little bit of time back and hope that Derg makes a mistake. The time now about 12.5 seconds gap. So yeah, Castrian just hoping that Derg comes off and gets himself stuck somewhere. Pushing hard. Derg with the current fastest lap, a 1:32.9. Now he'll be looking to try and better that. He doesn't need to. He can just relax a little bit and just bring the car home. So up towards turn 12 at Junkow goes Derg, using every inch of that track. Across turn 15, you can just see that's the pit entry. Not that these guys will be using it. And yeah, Derg clocks up another fast lap of 32.91. As Castrian comes across the line, is a 34. So he's just under 2 seconds adrift pace-wise at the minute. But that mistake he had earlier that spun him round has really cost him. So he is just playing catch up now, and as I say, I'm sure he and all his followers have got the fingers crossed that Derg makes a mistake and comes off. It doesn't look like that's going to happen though anytime soon. As Derg now coming up to turn 10. Making it look easy so far, but I can assure you it's not. This is a really tricky track at Interlagos. So we're just watching Cassian try and play catch up with Derg. He's 15 seconds adrift. Derg across the line to start his final lap. He's just getting further and further away. Osman saying Derg, he smashed it. Yes, he is. Can't take anything away from him. He's come straight from a race at Mount Pan in the BMW, jumped straight into the Aston Martin, and well, it makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Not a lot Castrian can do about it. Very unfortunate with the spin he had a couple of laps ago, and that's what's cost him this race. When you come off and you end up facing the wrong way, you're looking at 10 seconds just trying to get back on again. So it's been a tough race for Castrian. I'm hoping he's enjoying it though. Just the experience, if nothing else. So we're just going to follow Derg now as we go around these final few turns. Through turn 11 he goes up to 12. He can almost see that checkered flag. He's just got a couple of turns to go. 14 and then 15 just at the pit entry, and there we go. He will be smiling at the crowd, giving them a wave as he crosses the line. Great victory for Derg. Thoroughly deserved. Didn't put a foot wrong. Castrian, oh, he's picked up a second penalty as well, but he had to push, didn't he? So it was inevitable he was going to pick up the penalties. He had to go for it. So fair play to him. So Derg victorious in that race. Make a little note of that one. So 2 out of 2 for Derg then. So next we are looking at the drop down tournament. Now I believe the drop down tournament is the runners up in round 1 are now going to face off against each other, and we've got, unless things are changing, Panic at the Tesco against Drift Boy. Now Drift Boy takes part in our one of our Wednesday leagues. Raced against Drift Boy many times. Tough competitor is Drift Boy. Doesn't mind getting his elbows out if he has to. And Panic at the Tesco, I raced with him for the first time actually on Wednesday, and yeah, rapid. So this could be an interesting battle. Panic at the Tesco, new to URL. Hope he hangs around. So we shall see. I'm just waiting for the lobby to be reset. Now I'm not sure what track we're going to be at, to be honest. So I will have to try and find my track guides when it all gets reset. But while we're waiting, I do want to say a big thank you to our sponsors for this season, and that is W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. Really appreciate your support for the last season or so. I also want to say thank you to Osman and to Grahamid Ali as well for hosting the lobbies for tonight's races. Grahamid is hosting the lobby 1, where my fellow commentator Ryan, or Thingy-majig's racing channel, is showing the races from that lobby, so you can keep flicking between the two. Yeah, we just had a message pop up saying League 4 is going to be busy next season. Yes, it is. Yes, it certainly is. League 4 is our Sunday season. We've got 5 leagues now, 6 leagues I think on a Sunday, and anybody new joining the league, quite rightly so, starts in League 4, maybe League 5 if we get any more. So League 4 is actually one of the most competitive leagues we've got, because you've got drivers from all standards in there. So where are we? We are at Sardinia. So I could do with a bit more notice, guys, really could. So no point spectating because nobody's there. So let's have a look then. Sardinia Road Track A. Let me just see if I've got a map of this track. I should have got a map of just about everywhere. There we go. I know I had. We got maps for everywhere. We've got maps for everywhere. Or should I say, my maps are everywhere. They're all over the place. This little office room of mine is a right mess at the minute, because I've got bits of paper everywhere. Because we don't know what track we're racing on, and we don't know what car we're racing in. So that's why I've got bits of paper all over the place. So we're just waiting for the guys to join, and then we will find out who's racing. I think it's going to be Panic at the Tesco with Drift Boy, unless we've had to jiggle things around a little bit. And if you forgive me, I'm just going to check my phone just to see if I've got any messages to say that things have been changed or not. No, I can't see anything obvious at the minute. I think it's pretty safe to say you've got time to just go and very quickly put the kettle on, get yourself a tea or coffee or another can of beer out of the fridge, or whatever it is you drink. Maybe maybe you are already on to the dubby, but whatever it is, go and grab your drink and your favourite snack just while we're waiting for the guys to come into the lobby. They're probably off getting the cars, get them resprayed. A lot of people will be familiar with this track as well, Sardinia A. This is one of the grinding tracks, and for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, within the game you can come and race on this track, and it's one of the tracks that gives you the highest payout of credits. There are 4 of them, I believe. I think Tokyo is one, Sardinia A, Le Mans, and Spa. Yes, there are 4 of them. So Sardinia, yeah, if you win the race here, I think is it 15 laps or something like that. If you win the race, you get a decent payout, 800,000 credits, something like that. So yeah, a lot of people will be familiar with this track. And sorry if sounds like I'm stalling a bit, because I am. I'm just looking at some of the messages that keep popping up. And I am getting them absolutely everywhere. My phone, the screen. So I think we're just waiting for, well, it looks like Hawkeye and not Hawkeye. Yes, it is. No, Drift Boy. Oh, what am I on about here? Kian is Drift Boy. He should be racing Panic at the Tesco. Not that I'm bothered, as long as we get a race, eh? That's what we want to see. So we are obviously just waiting for somebody to come into the lobby, so we can have some sort of race. There's nobody in at the minute. I might go on tracking myself. Rotax's message, Panic. Yes, thank you very much for that, Rotax. Although he should have been in the lobby already. Although I get the impression that Panic at the Tesco can just about jump into any car and race it. So he is coming. He is on his way. We have been notified. Panic at the Tesco is on his way. I think he's been held up by fans outside. They're all mobbing him and asking for his autograph. So I think that's what the problem is. But if he can manage to get past them and into his racing gear, then we can get him in the car and get him on track. Kian or He says he cannot handle the League 5 champ. Don't worry, no, we're not we're not worrying. So Kian or Drift Boy, is he in? Oh, they've bought the wrong car. Somebody's brought the wrong car. Now have they bought that as in cash or brought it as in delivered it? Well, like coiled springs, aren't they, those guys? Look in those garages. Ready to pounce. Well, I'm just looking at this and we've got Hawkeye, who used to be Captain Slow, I believe. He's in an Atenza. Now, is that what we're racing? Fantastic view. Look at that with the mountains in the background. Rotax says he's going to get himself sponsored by Huggies. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, it's Phaser. Phaser out on track. I don't think Phaser's supposed to be there yet, is he? Oh, it could be the Phaser Hawkeye race. It could be Phaser and Hawkeye. We shall see. Anyway, Sardinia road track A in Italy. It is a fictional track, so it's not real. It's just over 3 miles long. There's 15 turns. I wish it was real. I mean, look at that view. Look at those mountains in the background. Looks like some fantastic skiing to be had there. There are no corner names, and I think, if I remember rightly, we call this one Church Corner for obvious reasons. And as we go up the hill through turn 7 and 8, we come to a very tight left-hander, which I have renamed Crash Corner. And you'll see why. It's just here, and everybody seems to slam into that wall for some reason, and Phaser nearly lost the back end as well. So that was Crash Corner. Then we go through turns 10, 11, 12 and 13, which are not really corners. They're just little bits in the road that get in the way. And then up to turn 14, or should I say down towards turn 14, which I've renamed the pointy bit. It's a real tight left-hander. And then through another little kink in the road, which is turn 15, and then you are on to the start-finish straight. 700 metres long, the start-finish straight from the exit of turn 15 down to Vodka Rob. No, it's not a real track, unfortunately, Vodka Rob. It is fictional. It is a fantastic track. I would love it to be real. So let's have a look at Hawkeye. So the guys, if you don't know, and sorry for repeating myself, but there are people joining throughout the night. So they do get 2 laps. They get an out lap to get used to the car, and then they get a fast lap to determine their grid positions. It looks like Hawkeye has just picked that car up. He's only got 13 miles on the clock. Phaser has only got 20 miles on the clock. So again, brand new cars. They've just had them delivered. How do you get the livery so quickly? So let's have a look at Phaser. It looks like a Vortex Golf Racing. Looking very splendid there and shiny. A bit of golf in there as well. And Hawkeye in the Sky Active, and that, I think that's just standard livery, that one. So I would say if the guys, well, if they do any grinding, they would both be quite familiar with this track. I like this track myself, actually. So yeah, looking forward to a good race around here. Oh, as Hawkeye lets the back end go. Not really like the Atenza. Don't usually lose the back end of it. Not that I drive it on a regular basis. I don't. Oh, we've got Panic at the Tesco. He's here as well. So are we going to have a 3-way fight? I doubt it. I think Panic has been asked to wait now as Hawkeye just tests out the barriers. Make sure they're in place. Yeah, they're all working fine. So I think Panic will be asked to wait. He will go after this one because Hawkeye is Captain Slow, isn't he? Hawkeye and Phaser, I think, are going to have their race first. So Hawkeye from League 4, Phaser from League 3. Yeah, should be in for a good battle, this one. So Hawkeye's pulled up. They're both done their 2 laps. We're just waiting for the lobby to be reset. You can see that Panic at the Tesco has just dropped out of this one. He's gone back out to talk to his fans, do a bit more autograph signing and a few more pictures. Grab a quick cheese sandwich before his race. No such luck for Phaser and Hawkeye. They're sat in their cars. I bet it's getting hot in there. Now Hawkeye on the medium tyres. Why is he on medium tyres? Maybe that'll change if it gets reset. So that's what we're waiting for. We're just waiting for the lobby to get reset. We'll get the guys out on track and we can start this race. I'm just having a look at the mountain up there, see if we can see anybody skiing. Probably a bit too steep for skiing, is it? Well, I'm not quite sure what's happening as Hawkeye left. As he said, enough's enough, and I don't want to race anymore in that car. I must admit, didn't see that one coming, the Atenza. Oh, he's back, and he's got the right tyres on. So Hawkeye from League 4 up against the Belgium Bullet. No, that's what's his name, the snooker player, isn't it, the Belgian Bullet? Well, we're going to call Phaser the Belgian Bullet anyway. So Phaser from League 3, Hawkeye League 4, around Sardinia, Track A in Italy. Let's look for them lights, 5 lights, and we are go. And it looks like Phaser has got the better start, and he has. Hawkeye just dropping in behind. So down they go towards turn 1, and it is downhill. A left-hander, and then immediately into a right-hander, and then a left-hander again, which is turn 3. Phaser out in front. Hawkeye just having to slot in behind and bide his time. Again, another track that's not that easy to overtake. Through the chicane bit of turns 4 and 5, then up towards Church Corner. It's not really called that, it's just what I call it. So around the left-hander of Church Corner, Hawkeye opening up, Phaser, sorry, opening up a decent lead at the minute. He's just over 2 seconds ahead of Hawkeye already. Down towards Crash Corner at turn 9, and Phaser got round there okay, and Hawkeye, he's around there okay as well. So Hawkeye, he'll be looking to try and drag some of that time back. Maybe he's just not used to the car, and it's going to take him a couple of laps. Unfortunate thing is, you've only got 5 laps of this race to go, so taking your time is not really an option. And bit of a strange line through that, very tight to the apex was Hawkeye. But Phaser looking comfortable, looking to control this race. That's a great shot, isn't it? Must be the drone filming that bit. So down the hill towards turn 1 they go for the second time, hard on the brakes into this left-hander. Then right, then left, which then takes us up to kind of chicane. It's just a left and then a right of turns 4 and 5. And Osman saying Phaser looking smooth. He certainly does look smooth, and in control is Phaser. just over 2 seconds, nearly 2.5 second lead back to Hawkeye, but Hawkeye's still there. He's not giving this one up, is he? He's I think he's getting to grips with that car now. He's starting to get a better feel of it. Through turns 7 and 8 as they go up the hill. Hawkeye just starting to lose touch a bit more now. I think it may just be that Phaser is getting used to the car as well. Oh, and Hawkeye, I think he just got that turn completely wrong. And that has definitely cost him. The Phaser, on the other hand, has settled in very quickly into the pointy bit of turn 14. Not very windy out there. You've seen the windmills in the background at a complete standstill. Well, Hawkeye really struggling. Whether it's the car, whether it's the track, I don't know. But he's not enjoying this outing, is he? Just under 8 seconds adrift, and Phaser looking very comfortable and just stretching away now. Really settled into a rhythm. We're on lap 3 of 5. All Phaser's really got to do now is just take his time, bring the car home. Hawkeye, well, he's got to throw everything he's got at this track. Although he doesn't look comfortable, and well, there we go. That just about sums his night up. Too much power, too quickly. Spun the back end round, a bit of a kiss with barrier, and he got stuck. So he's now finding himself really 17 seconds adrift. Now Phaser will know the time difference unless he's in VR. I'm not sure. I can't remember what Phaser drives in, but if he's in VR, then he won't know what the time difference is. He'll just know that Hawkeye's not directly behind him. If he does know the time difference, then he can just relax, enjoy a bit of the scenery, and take his time and just coast that car home. Hawkeye, he'll keep going. All he's got to do is hope that Phaser has an almighty crash, and it really slows him up. But I really can't see that happening. Phaser looking very comfortable and just continuing to clock up the fastest laps as he just starts lap 4. As Hawkeye just comes down now to turn 1. So let's jump on board with Phaser, shall we? Have a look from a driver's eye view as we turn at Church Corner, turn 6. Just avoiding the barrier on the right hand side. Then it is foot on the noisy pedal all the way up through turn 7 and 8. And then we start down the hill to turn 9, crash corner. A lot of people get this bit wrong. Too early on the power and the back end just spins round, but Phaser just coasting it through there. He's nearly 20 seconds ahead, so he's got he can afford to do that. So through turns 10, 11, 12 into 13, then we start down the hill again, then towards turn 14 or the pointy bit. Taking it nice and easy. Again, another area where you can spin out very easily. Turn 15, more of a kink in the road. And then it is downhill then 700 metres to this first bit. I mean, this bit actually is not classed as a turn. You'd have thought it would be with all the other little kinks in the road, but it's not. This is turn 1, avoiding the gravel on the right hand side. And Phaser making it look very easy, and well, as Hawkeye had another bit of an issue because he now finds himself 25 seconds behind Phaser, and it's the final lap, and I'm sure Hawkeye cannot wait for this race to be over. Maybe it's the car, maybe it's the track, maybe it's both, but not everybody's good in everything, are they? So I'm sure Hawkeye will have his moment. So let's have a look. Where's Phaser? Phaser just going around turn 9. So he's just gonna coast it home. Obviously got the fastest lap of 1:42. Hawkeye really struggled. His fastest lap is a 48.5. So yeah, he's really struggled on this track. As Phaser goes around turn 14 for the last time, just coming up to the last turn of the track. Down the hill and across the line. There's the checkered flag. Well done, Phaser. Didn't put a foot wrong for the whole race. Just completely dominated. So well done to him. Commiserations to Hawkeye. It just this wasn't his race, was it? But fair play to him. He kept going. You can see the checkered flag, and I bet he's very pleased to see it as well. So across the line goes Hawkeye. So Phaser takes the win in that race. So coming up, let's just have a look. We have got, if he's managed to fight his way past the crowds, we've got Panic at the Tesco against Drift Boy, I believe. I'm not sure if it's at this track. I think it may be. So I'm going to keep my track map in front of me. I'm going to get a quick slurp of juice. I think you have got time to nip to the toilet, as long as it is just a wee. I don't think you've got time for anything else. Make sure you come back, because well, we've not really seen much of Panic at the Tesco. I love the name. I think it's a fantastic name, but we've not really seen much. He is quite new to URL. Drift Boy, or I do forget the names, Kian. He's been with us for a couple of seasons now, and yeah, he's quite a quick guy when he's got his head in the right place. I did have a I was in a race, shall I say, with Panic at the Tesco on Wednesday, and I think I came ahead of him in one of the races, but that's only because he was on hard tyres and I was on softs. Panic was a League 5 runner-up, so he will obviously be in League 4 this season, or the season coming, which starts in January. So don't miss that one. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's get all the information up there. Oh, Rotax is saying that Panic missed a few races, so that's why he was runner-up. Well, yeah, he is very quick, but as I say, Kian doesn't like to mess about either. And looking good in the Mountain Dew livery, the Green Mean Machine. He's on his outlap. Rotax said that he should be champ, but he is. So well done to you, Rotax. So there's Panic at the Tesco. Let's get a look at this livery, shall we, and see what we've got. Is that just standard Mazda livery? I don't know. I've not seen that one before. It's not rusty anyway. He was in a proper rusty, beaten up Beetle on Wednesday. That looks fantastic, I must say. Kian in the Mountain Dew livery. We even got the bubbles on there. So Kian then just about to start his fast lap. And Panic at the Tesco just coming up to turn 14 now. So he'll be starting his fast lap as soon as he crosses the start finish line. Just getting a little bit twitchy there out of turn 14. A couple of these corners, Church Corner, Crash Corner and the pointy bit, turn 9 and turn 14, you do need to be a little bit careful on the throttle. Very easy to spin out at those sections of the track. Panic there, just kicking up a little bit of kitty litter as he crosses it. So these 2 laps just give the guys a chance to get a feel of the car. Probably not one that they use on a regular basis. So that's this is the last race of the night then. So yes, yeah, we've done all the others. So this is the last one then. So let's hope it's a good one as Kian just tests out the barrier, just to make sure it's still in place after the guys before him. So that wouldn't have helped this lap time. So if Panic can keep it together, he may well be starting in pole position. Oh, Kian throwing a lot of dirt across the track, maybe trying to trip Panic up. So Kian then with a 149.7, he pulls up just after the start finish, as the guys are supposed to, so we can reset the lobby. So 149.7 then. Rotax is giving, you've given him a good pep talk. So Panic across the line in a 142. So quite a difference there then between the two of them. But Kian did come off the track, so that cost him a lot of time. So we're just waiting for the lobby to get reset then. Bit of psyching each other out. Last race of the evening. And are you ready? Panic at the Tesco on pole position with Kian just sitting behind him. Let's keep an eye on those lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we are go. And Panic at the Tesco and Kian both got a fantastic start. In fact, Kian seemed to have got the better start because he's got himself in front as they go down the hill towards turn 1. Panic is still on the inside. He's not given the space up yet. Oh, he's just had to back off slightly to let Kian through. Now, I did mention before, Kian doesn't mind getting his elbows out if he has to. He does it fairly. I'm not suggesting anything otherwise, but he doesn't mind getting stuck in. As we head up and through turns 4 and 5, Kian still ahead of Panic at the Tesco, but Panic is still there as Kian kicks up a lot of dirt. Panic now going to have a look around the outside as we come up to Church Corner, turn 6. Kian still in front, but Panic is all over him, and it looks like Panic has got a much better exit from turn 6 as they go up the hill through turn 7 and 8, and Panic has got his nose in front. Kian just has to slot in behind as they go down the hill now towards turn 9, Crash Corner. Kian pulls to the inside but slots straight back in again. Oh, as Panic goes a little bit deep, and Kian takes full advantage and gets himself back in front. So these two at it right from the off through turns 11 and 12, 13. Now Kian is he's just over half a second in front of Panic at the Tesco as they get to turn 14. trying to keep it together, easy on the throttle. We don't want the back end spinning out, do we? Panic at the Tesco slotting in. Now we have got another 4 laps to go, so the name suggests panic, but I would say don't. He just needs to sit in behind Kian, take his time. Both guys just settling into this race. Rotax asking if there was contact. There may have been, I don't know, we can't go back. We can have a look in the replay afterwards. But panic is still there, and he is pulling the pressure on Kian. Through turns 4 and 5 they go. Up towards Church Corner, turn 6. Kian still out in front. Vodka Rob saying he thinks it was just a late break. The thing is, they are still on the tarmac, they are still facing the right way, and we are still racing. That's the important bit. It's not a second that separates them. 0.7. Kian still out in front then. As we hit turn 9, this is where it went wrong last time. Both safely through there. This time around though, panic just keeping cool, just sitting behind Kian, trying to keep the pressure on, trying to force a mistake out of Kian. Now we put, now then, there was a little bit of blocking going on there, or was it just Kian moving once? You are allowed to move once, I believe, to defend the line. But Rotax is, yeah, you're quite right. You shouldn't panic. You should just stay calm, get in the slipstream, which is exactly what Panic's done now. He's in the slipstream of Kian as they head down towards turn 1. Is he going to have a look? He's Kian taking the inside line as Panic goes around the outside. Oh, and he got onto the kitty litter. Now that is really going to hold him up. Kian scampers away, and Panic at the Tesco has to try and gather himself up. That was a big off for Panic onto the gravel. On turn 3, turn 1, lap 3, and now Panic has got it all to do. He's just over 3 seconds adrift from Kian, so he's now got to start taking a few risks himself now. Panic has got to throw everything he has at this race. Kian on the other hand, just got to stay calm, keep it on the tarmac. Keep it facing the right way. He doesn't need to do anything silly. We have about 1.5 laps to go, and at the minute Kian is leading this race. Now Panic at the Tesco, he has clawed a few tenths back. He was just over 3 seconds adrift. He's now down to just above 2 seconds, but he is running out of laps. Oh, as Kian gets, the back end gets very twitchy on Kian. Let's jump on board with Panic. We can see Kian just ahead. The time is now just under 2 seconds, so Panic has, he is clawing some of that time back as we go down the straight and head towards turn 1. Now this is where it all went wrong for Panic, the last lap. And he is caught right up to the back of Kian. Now he's trying to stay off that gravel this time, and he does so successfully. Foot down again. He's now within a second of Kian. We're on lap 4 of 5, and this is going to be a great run to the end on the final race. Kian doing everything he can to stay in front of Panic. Well, he's not doing what his name suggests. He is taking his time. The time now, just 3 tenths between the two of them. Oh, and the shoot up the inside from Panic. Well, we didn't see that one coming, did we? What a great move from Panic at the Tesco, really late on the brakes as we went into turn 9. And I think that caught Kian out. He wasn't expecting that, and Panic at the Tesco takes the lead, and it is now Kian's turn to play catch up. He needs a good exit out of turn 14, nice and easy on the throttle. That car really complaining as he gets his foot down, but Kian wants to get in. He is within the slipstream, I think, half a second. I think you have to be within 8/10, I think. As Kian chases Panic down, we are on lap 5 of 5, the final lap of the final race. Panic at the Tesco leading Kian. So Kian is going to have to do everything he can now if he wants to get a win out of this. He really is going to have to take a few risks. And somebody in the chat saying Kian has come a long way since he first started. He most certainly has. Oh, he really is pushing hard now and getting on the grass. He's going to make mistakes, and well, I don't blame him. He's just got to give everything, hasn't he? He's got to take some risks. Panic now 2 seconds ahead and coasting. And Kian is putting up a great fight here. Panic he needs to just stay calm. Keep that car on the tarmac, facing the right way. Osman saying Tesco did well. He did. He kept his cool. He just bided his time, and he made the move when the opportunity arose as they come up to turn 14 for the last time in this race. And it looks like Panic always Kian drifts around that corner, and it does look like Panic is going to take this one. What a fantastic race between these two. It was all fair from what I saw. Panic at the Tesco across the line to take the win. Kian not that far behind. What a fantastic race between the two of them. Great victory for Panic there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the racing as much as I have tonight. Join us next week. I'm pretty sure we've got another round next week. So, yeah, look out for it next week. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy them, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so, it does help us out. I would appreciate it. So, unless I'm told otherwise, I think that is the racing done. I'm not going to disappear just yet. Yeah, cheers, Vodka Rob. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been great having you with us. Rotax saying, I hope Panic Crash and Burns next season in League 4, but he got done good today. Well, okay, we'll pass the message on. And Vodka Rob, great entertainment. Yes, it most certainly was great entertainment. Some fantastic races. Thoroughly enjoyed it tonight. I'm just waiting for confirmation, but I think that is pretty much it for the racing. Great commentary, enjoyed it, boss. Thank you. Well, thank you for your company, Rotax. I've enjoyed having you along for the ride, so to speak. So yeah, I'm going to leave you all to it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I shall catch you all next week.